Good night, Facebook. I just want to share with you tonight. As you can hear, I am hoarse. After a day like yesterday, I am hoarse, of course. But I just want to share with you the truth about why I support the Free National Movement and why I believe in their views. Now, a lot of people call it the silly season, and I beg to differ, simply because I don't believe that it is a silly season. I truly believe that it is democracy in action. It is not a silly season. You have some silly people, but it is not a silly season. It is simply democracy in action. I'm not going to be before you long tonight, Facebook, because this is one of the earliest nights I've had in a long time. And I can call the truth, and I can tell the truth where the truth is. I don't sugarcoat nothing, and I just read a lot, and I just study a lot. The Bible tells you, study to show yourself approved. And a lot of people might not know, and a lot of people bash people for their political views. I don't cuss people out. I don't row people out for what they choose. My job as a Free National Movement General is to convince people to vote for the Free National Movement. And let me give you all a little history into why I support the Free National Movement. And then I can tell you all some things I don't like about the Free National Movement as well. I ain't come here to sugarcoat nothing. You understand? It is what it is. I am an FNM, and everybody that knows me knows that I am an FNM and I support the FNM party. All right? Now, growing up in the Bahamas in the mid-80s, 1985, 86. Back then, I think I was in primary school, I believe, getting ready to go into high school, somewhere around that time. It's been some years, Loftus Roker was the Minister for Immigration and Foreign Affairs. Now I can be clear with you all tonight, Facebook. In every country that you go in, there are rules and laws that need to be upheld. And in the Bahamas, that goes the same as all other countries. If you live in a country and you live in the country illegally, of course, there's a possibility that you may be apprehended and go up for deportation, right? Now, growing up in the 80s, as a child, I didn't understand my parents, them grabbing up. I am from Haitian descendant, guys. My mom is Haitian, so I am from Haitian descendant. And going to school, my mom, back then, the immigration used to come in the Yellow Bird back in 86, right? And they used to apprehend people that were illegal, living in the Bahamas illegally. And I remember my mom, they had they used to get these big card box and things to go through the bushes and stuff like that to overnight and leave you to neighbors and stuff like that. And also, the scary part about growing up was when you go to school, you didn't know if you was gonna meet your parents' home and stuff like that, right? So it was kind of traumatic growing up because you didn't know if you was gonna meet your mommy them home when you come home and things from school. But it had me bitter, but as I grew, I get to understand the laws. But what bothered me about Dan was that Loftus Roker, and he was under the administration of Sir Lyndon Pinland, the Right Honorable Sir Lyndon Pinland. And it was like everybody was their own. To me, it was like once you was of another nationality, to certain parents like Turks Islanders, Haitians, Jamaicans, so forth like that. Haitians being the largest number that migrated to the Bahamas, of course, got treated the worst. And there was always a separation growing up in the Bahamas in those days. And I believe Haitian Bahamian, that title came from, it originated from the PLP, and I don't think it was done to say to recognize, but I think it was really put on us to separate rather than recognizing that a person is of Haitian descendant, and it was done to say you separate, you're not one of us, you're not one of us. It was done to separate rather than to recognize. And I remember even going to the passport office then, and with my mom, because we used to travel on the travel document, and that would out every year. And we used to have this when the passport office wasn't situated in Freeport in Grand Bahama, and they would send the people down, the passport people down, the officers, every 2 months. And my mom, she would get us out of school, and we'd go to the passport office, and and it was just like, it was a hatred towards persons that were not of Grand Bahamian parents in Grand Bahama or in the Bahamas at large. And when I remember the passport officer, his name was Sherman. I don't remember the last name, but I remember his name was Sherman. And I remember one day being in the passport office, he started to spray in there, he started to spray in there, and he was like, and he talked down at people. And I remember being in primary school, and I would always accompany my mom to the passport office, or if she had to do something or whatever like that. I am the fourth child of 6 children, but I am the first child, if you all know what I mean. And one day he talked to my mom so bad. I remember this clear as day. She didn't say anything to the man, but he talked to her so bad, and he said to her, I am the pit bull in this place, and he did that because he was in authority at that time. He had power, and he could do what he had to do. And unfortunately, my mom was Haitian, and I was just a child then, and I didn't dare to answer him, But like I said, in every country there are laws that needs to be followed. If you live in a country illegally, of course you're going to be apprehended and sent back home, whether it's Haiti, Jamaica, America, wherever it is you come from, right? But there's a right way and a wrong way to do things. And when Hubert Ingram came into power in '92, Hubert Ingram showed compassion toward persons of different nationalities. You might call him everything you want to, but he gained trust of people born to foreign parents in the Bahamas. So I was like, this is a man that is compassion. And when I became of age and I could have vote, I leaned toward the FNM, And let me make one thing clear. The FNM has never done anything for Agnes. Never, ever, ever, ever. The only thing I can say that I have gotten under the Free National Movement is when P.U.S.H ran on last election, and she came with David and saw fit that I be honored, by the party because of my work, and I was honored by the party thanks to P.U.S.H, Parker Edgecombe, and Mr. David Wallace, who saw fit to see that I was honored. But I have never gotten any job under the Free National Movement. And some people might get upset and things like that when you say certain things, but it is what it is. Because at the end of the day, we work so hard to make sure to ensure that people and their family live a good life by going on the grounds every day and campaigning and doing and working so hard for them every day, whether it be FNM or PLP. We work so hard as generals to make sure they're in, and we go back to our normal lives and just be hurting. And sometimes our candidates don't even know that we're hurting and we're going through a lot. There were two candidates I could say the free announcement that I could call and say, things ain't look good, and Pakisha is one of those persons. And of course, Michael Pintard is one of the other persons. And FNMs, I want to say this to the FNMs. FNMs are known to not take care of their own. That has to change. That has to change. I ain't switch at FNM, but I telling the truth. FNMs have to learn to take care of their own. I have never had anything under the Free National Movement. Someone said to me on the other day, Agnes, boy, that's something that you work so hard. Say, when the FNM win, you don't win. When the PLP win, you just ain't winning. So I was like, wow, that is so true. But I do believe in this FNM. I do believe that this is a different free national movement. And it's okay, I don't believe in cussing people out or dragging people's name in the mud. It's okay to go out there and have fun. This is democracy at hand and it's playing out. It's okay to, have fun with your party. It's your party. If only thing I can say to persons of PLP supporters, if you like how you have been living in the last 5 years, then vote for the PLP. But if it was hard, then give the FNM a chance. Because living in the Bahamas, and it is what it is. The PLP have failed the Bahamian people. They have failed the Bahamian people. I have PLP friends. I love them. I have FNM friends, and I love them. But it is what it is. The PLP failed the Bahamian people. There's no accountability. The hotel closures. No answer to the school situations. The VAT money. Memories. All these things. The bazaar is a ghost town. It's run down. And people are hurting. Grand Bahamians especially. And Grand Bahamians are prideful people. We don't go around telling people we hurting and we hungry. We can lay down and we probably will cry it out. We may tell one person or two who we really, really trust. But we're not people that are going to open up and, say we're hurting and this and that, right? But I just want to say to the Bahamian people, respect other people's views, political views. And some people may say, the government isn't responsible for no one. The government isn't, they light off, they blame the government. They can't eat, they blame the government. Well, let me tell you, I don't get in political arguments. I don't get into religious arguments. But I am going to go out on a limb and say, yes, I blame the government. Yes, if the people are hungry, I blame the government. I don't blame the government for one person. The government is not responsible for one person that isn't willing to go out there and work hard and make life happen. I am a hustler. I go out there and I make life happen. You understand? I work hard and I try to do it on my own. But let me tell you, when I say yes, blame the government, is because I have 3 sons, but I have 2 living with me. And if I don't feed them, then they don't eat. You understand? The government is responsible for the body of Bahamians. The government responsibility is to make sure all Bahamians is living comfortably. The government's responsibility is to make sure the infrastructures, the schools, the hotels are remain functional. And only way that people wouldn't be crying or whatever, I'm talking about the real people who looking to work and all of that. The only way the people won't be crying or anything like that is if the hotel is functional and tourists is coming in, then the money will trickle down. But when you get a government and everything is going bad on your watch, hotels is closing down, after the storm, the government received tons of money. Where is all those monies? What have you done with it? You understand? Then you collect VAT money. That is not accounted for. Grand Bahama is on life support. Grand Bahama is suffering. Yes, I blame the government. You understand? Because the government is responsible for the body of people. I don't need nobody to do anything for me. I don't need the government to do anything for Agnes, but I need the government to make the country work. The government has to have the port to work when the ships come in. That has to work. The hotels has to be open. The schools has to function properly. The policeman has to function properly. If those things ain't functioning, ain't nothing happening for the rest of the people in the country. Yes, I blame the government. I blame the government for a lot of things. I blame the government for crime. The government has to be held accountable for the people's money. You understand? And yes, a lot of people might say, where this Haitian girl come from? Or, yes, I am Grand Bahamian, but I know the mind of the people. I know the mind of the people, and that is how the people think. But that's okay. This is an educated Haitian Bahamian girl. All right? I don't just talk foolishness. I study. Before I say something, I think about it. Before I come and I say something, and I don't have no problem with people agreeing to disagree. That's fine. We live in a world where we agree to disagree, and that's a normal thing. But when you can call people stupid, when you can call people idiot, when you can call people ASS and all those other things for their political views, then I got a problem with that. You understand? And when you try to hide behind who you really is, and you saying, oh, the government ain't responsible, y'all too lazy, or y'all too this and y'all too that, everybody already read into you and know what you is. Just come out and tell the truth. And a lot of church folks like to be quiet about a lot of things because they trying to keep their members and stuff like that. Call the government out on their wrong. If they're wrong, they're wrong. You have some big pastors who support government and stuff like that. If the government is wrong, the government is wrong. And this progressive liberal party government, my Lord, they're wrong. Let me tell you all something. I grew up in the 80s where Oscar Pindlin was the prime minister of the day. Lindon wasn't my favorite. But this party, they can't walk in Pindlin's shoes. You understand? They cannot walk in Pindlin's shoes. Not at all. They can't walk in Hubert Ingram's shoes at all. This government needs to be held accountable. They needs to be held accountable. And FNM's Hubert Minnis, y'all need to look out for y'all people. And when I say look out for y'all people, I'm not saying FNMs or whatever. When the PLP go into power, they look out for just PLPs, and only some PLPs they look out for. But Hubert Minnis, when you gain power in May, and which I know that you are going to, look out for the Bahamian people. You know what the PLP does do? The FNMs, first let me hit on the FNMs. If you don't have a rocket scientist degree, you ain't getting nothing under the FNM, no matter how hard you work for them. If the PLP go into power, you don't even need to have a high school certificate and you're getting a job. That's right. That's how the PLPs operate. And they ain't looking out for who's the FNM. But you, Minnis, I need you to look out for the Bahamian people. That's what we can hire you to do, to look out for the Bahamian people. It's not, don't let nobody fool y'all and tell y'all something wrong with it this season. This is not a silly season. This is democracy. There were kings, if you read your Bible, in the Old Testament, there were many kings. You had King Saul, King David, King Solomon. You had many kings. You had Pharaoh, who was a bad king. So I don't want nobody to come. Know what you can say to people. before you come say it to people, because don't think everybody, don't just look at someone at face value and believe they don't know about history and stuff like that. These things been happening way back in the Bible days. All right, God sets up and takes down kings, and we don't have kings in the Bahamas, but God sets up and takes down governments also. All right, so as I am an FNM and believe that the FNM is gonna be the next government of the Bahamas, take care of your own, take care of the Bahamian people. And taking care of the Bahamian people is starting from the top with infrastructures and stuff like that. When we hire y'all, we know that your family is going to be sitting well, but just take care of the Bahamian people by taking care of the country. Don't lie to us and don't steal from us. Let me tell y'all something. Don't take no one for granted. Don't think no one is too much of an FNM to change. Because if you only do your job in 5 years, you're gone. And look like the people them tired and fed up and they ain't even waiting no more for 5 years for a general election. I can tell you that. And from the looks of it, the people are upset. The people are hungry. The people are hurting. The people are mad. So do what is right. Take care of your people. Take care of the people. You understand? And I want to just leave you all with this tonight. Respect other people's views. Respect people's political views. My PLP friends, the FNM is going to win the government. It's clear. The writing is on the wall. And I had some people be upset with me during political season, and that's okay. It didn't take nothing off of me. That's fine. And I had some people, they hold malice. They don't support you. It's okay. I am sustained by the Almighty God. No man does nothing for me. My daddy always say, if the PLP, he always tease me, say, if the PLP would win, if they had a job to sweep the road, they wouldn't give you that. You understand? But I made it thus far under the PLP. I made it thus far. And you choose who you want to help. That ain't godly. Ain't nothing godly about that. God is not, listen here, you can't make a mockery out of God. You hold things, you hold on to things, supplies. You help who you want to help. This God people, you help who you want to help. And then you go to church and you say you holding a prayer vigil. Really? So you all got God for a show. It's not a game. FNMs, it's not a game. I voted for P.U.S.H. Edgecombe. And P.U.S.H. is different. P.U.S.H. is different. So I want to talk to all my people in West Grand Bahama and Bimini. Support P.U.S.H. Edgecombe. All Haitian Bahamians, all Haitian nationals that can vote, that are naturalized in the Bahamas to vote. Vote for the Free National Movement. Vote for the FNM. 2 years ago, Fred Mitchell treated us like dogs. Not me personally, but my bloodline runs through Haitian descendant. He treated the Haitian people like dogs. You separated the country, Fred Mitchell. You had people going against each other, Bahamian going against their friends. Their Haitian friends of Haitian national went against each other. It tore my heart. It tore our heart, Fred Mitchell. You arrested babies with Pampers. Some of them was eaten. You took them up. It's a right way and a wrong way. I ain't telling you all people of Haitian national to come and flood the Bahamas. The Bahamas is a small place. We can't take on the influx of illegals. It's a small place. If you here illegally, then the people has to do their job. They have to apprehend you. They will apprehend you and you will be deported. But there's a right way and a wrong way. Fred Mitchell, you treated the Haitian people inhumane. You treated the Haitian people like dogs. You understand? I am of Haitian descendant. And it's many people. We're in Nassau, we're in Abaco. And guess what? We ain't take nothing from the Bahamian people. We're Bahamians too. Our parents work hard. they maid, they clean bathrooms, they work on garbage trucks, they wash dishes, sent most of us to college. Some of us didn't come back. Some of us are nurses in the United States, doctors, lawyers, whatever, or you can name it, teachers, you can name it. Some of us are here. Some of us work on the immigration in the immigration department. Understand? So I'm just trying to tell you, we're one people. We're one people. We serve one God. So, Fred Mitchell, the PLPs, we're going to make you pay. We're going to make you pay at the poll. Not because you deported Haitians. That's your job. Not because you apprehend them. That is your job. But it's because of the way you treated them. We will make you pay. We will make you pay at the polls. I promise you that, Fred Mitchell. I promise you that we will make you pay. The Bahamas belongs to the Bahamian people. And you treated the Bahamian people like dogs. Perry Christie, y'all don't have no heart. Y'all treat the Bahamian people inhumane. Y'all pack up all the money. Yeah, plenty money to buy flags and put on the grounds. Plenty money for t-shirts to put on the grounds. But where are the money to help the people? Where are the money to help the Bahamian people? You know? And that's all I want to say. Last night, I had fun at the FNM opening. It was fun. I'm sure you PLPs, my friends, you had fun at your mass rally on last night. And that's fine. This is democracy. And it is being played out in the Bahamas on today. So let's enjoy, let's respect each other. But it's war. We're here to win it. I'm red. We're here to take it. God appoints and disappoints government. It is time now for the PLPs to be disappointed. Your time is up. Your time is up. Now I ain't gonna say like, oh my, I say you're going to jail. Not tonight. I come to talk and I come talk serious talk. You know, you operated and you treated the Bahamian people like there was no God in you. I wondered if you ever stopped one day to even know or to even remember that there was a God. I don't think you remembered. I remember you, Perry Christie, saying, we could go to God all we want, but at the end of the day, we have to come to you. Never. We don't bow down to Baal. We bow down to Almighty God. You understand? Your mouth can cost you. You can pay this election, Perry Christie. God don't play. God don't play. When the Egyptians was the Egyptians was following the Israelites, it seems like it was no way. They came to the Red Sea. They had nowhere to go. But God, Almighty God, opened up the sea for his people. Open up the Red Sea for his people and let them in. You understand? This is what the Free National Movement is doing. Making way for people without lies. And I could tell y'all, if any of those Free National Movement candidates losing their way, they need to go. Then they can just have to go. You understand? I can call it like it is. You're going to have to go. Ain't nobody. We tired living under lies. We tired living under lies. I'm not coming on Facebook anymore for the rest of the week. It's Holy Week. We're going into Holy Week. I can be at the foot of my God, praying, fasting, whatever it takes. And I urge you to do the same. I'll leave you with this. If you like how you've been living for the past 5 years, particularly in Grand Bahama, then vote for the PLP. If you tired, if you suffered, if your light been off, if your water been off, if you couldn't feed your family, if a blue tarp still on your roof, if the school's been in and out, one day they open, one day they close, if the hotels close, if the bazaar still is a ghost town, if the taxi people can't make no money, no airplanes coming in the airport, the port fee, the harbor, the port fee at the harbor is too high, everything is high, VAT on everything, then I urge you, vote for the Free National Movement. Peuple haïtien qui était dans Bahamas, moi mande nous toutes, tant pis s'il vous plaît, pinga nous bilier, Pinga nou bilye, sa, Fred Mitchell te fè nou, kom pep haïtien. Li te fè nou pase en pile misère. Pinga nou bilye 2 ans pase, misère nou te pase en bas, gouvernement PLP sa. Yo te maltraité nous. Nous connaissons dans tout pays, gouvernement fait pour faire travail li. Si nous retenons un pays, nous pas un papier, faut de nous l'État ap kembe nous, immigration ap kembe nous, y a voye nous la caille. Même mandé nous. Tant pis s'il vous plaît. Zami haïtien yo, famille haïtien yo. Pinga nous quitter moun vin ban nous mati pour nous voter pour PLP. PLP pas faire rien, puis c'est gay pour peuple haïtien qui est Bahamas. Pinga nous voter pour yo. Voter pour FNM. Voter pour Free National Movement. Voter Côte d'Ifea. Voter for FNM. Tant pis s'il vous plaît. Thank you to all my Bahamian people. Merci en pile toutes amis, famille haïtienne yo, for listening, taking time out of your busy schedule to tune in to this video. Peace. Respect each other. Enjoy democracy, which is being played out. If there were no FNMs, there would be nothing for the PLP to campaign on. If there were no PLP, there would be nothing for the FNM to campaign on. So let's respect each other. Thank you and good night.